Loose stitching and cheap fabric, the odd cotton hemorrhoid erupting at the seams. Soft animals, mostly stylized blobs with little regard for real anatomy. Beasts rendered ridiculous, grotesque trophies. There are brand logos on the sides, non-uniformly misspelled or upside down, but recognizably the same. Zoo Textile Lalus. These are knockoffs, fakes. Boneless flesh bound in impossible colors, twisted into seductively pleasing shapes. Brazen political threat. The pile declares that this too is the future of the working class. Defanged, fuzzy, sold in a heap. The different species are all numbered. Number 1's are bunnies, number 2's cats, number 4 an anatomically unviable whale. There are no number 3's. There isn't a number 3 in the whole furry ensemble. Fuck off. Has to be. Root it out. You said yourself these plushies are sinister. What shape has breached containment? You turn back to the bazaar. The gate is bound to the pole by a thin steel chain. The gap between leaves little room for passage. Only ghosts can pass freely between such crevices. Rust speckles your fingertips. A system compromised at the subatomic level. You push the gate. The metal creaks, but it doesn't move. It's held fast by a rusty chain. The gate creaks in the breeze behind you.
Especially good pieces today. Many wearable items.
The old woman glances at you before returning to her magazine.
Carmona has not agreed to be met.
She angles her magazine away from you protectively. Carmona, the name on Pseudopod's purchase order. Your double owes this woman a minuscule shipment of socks.
Stories, articles. Nothing for the interest of yourself. Take a look through the rack over there. No lice, no rips, no patches. No time for chitter-chat, menina.
She focuses on her magazine, unperturbable.
You're working with that nice boy? The sock seller?
Her lips shrivel, and her eyebrows descend as she takes you in properly.
He's dressed so nicely, standing so straightly, polite. Had Carmuna thinking that there might be hope for us in Kohila. But you don't look super block at all. Carmuna thinks you sound like a nitwit, Menina. And Carmuna knows nitwits. That nice boy had never seen an arrow tram before. Said they were the most beautiful thing in the world. Then couldn't help himself but say, must be a nightmare for the zoning division. How Carmuna laughed! He's probably avoiding you. Doesn't want you arming his sails, yes?
She focuses her attention back towards her magazine, careful not to let you see inside.
Carmuna would help, but it's a busy day. Other matters to attend to. Quiet, Menina. Does Carmuna blurt your business? Who are you, anyway?
She ruffles the magazine angrily, then looks up at something behind you. Fear in her eyes, like you're being watched.
No! Are you crazy? He will see! Now Carmuna said too much. We are dealing with an aerial creep. He's watching the whole bazaar. Carmuna has a mirror in here to watch him in turn.
The woman angles her magazine towards the unfinished pylon towering at the edge of the market.
This is not paranoia, Menina. Look at the times. Let them come, Menina. Carmuna prefers soldiers to spies. Used to give him what for whenever we made eye contact, but he was unmoved. Very suspicious. He is creeping, keeping watch on behalf of Polaris knows who, monitoring our waves. He's spying our comings and goings. Carmuna will tell you all about your nice boy if you go find out why. Be careful, Menina. Don't mention Carmuna. Go through that gate just south of here and keep going down. You'll get to him. locked. Well, go around. Up the stairs, then to your left, and down through the docks. Carmona sees this magazine.
She looks sideways at the disc, shakes her head.
It's a disc. Ask the stall owner with the disc, not the stall owner with the clothes. Yes? Don't forget to check the racks.
You approach Carmuna's rack of clothing, protected from the elements by a clear plastic sheet. No two pieces are alike. Second-hand olds and newish fakes. Fashion has a short memory. Anything worn long enough to have been faked is already ancient. The rack sways with misspelled logos and forgotten styles. Cowboy boots, leather trousers, a long black skirt. Hangers scrape against metal as you thumb through the racks. Foreign material shifts under your fingers, cool and unfamiliar. You turn away from the rack.
Looks like the shrimping is off for today, Caracalito. We don't want to get in the GM's way.
I guess.
The man and the young girl grimace at a barge that appears to be jammed between the canal walls.
Not sure. It seems to be stuck in the waterlock. Maybe it's broken again. It happens from time to time as it's so old. No, we don't want to be involved in anything like that.
Most likely, this area is not permitted for fishing or shrimping. He's breaking the law.
We came here to do some shrimping, but that doesn't seem possible right now. Shh! There's no need to call us out. We haven't done anything wrong. Yet. Yeah, so should we.
The intercom gleams in the daylight, fully exposed. The indicator light flicks on. A high-pitched whine from the speaker. After a second, a voice.
Is it working? Can you hear me? Oh, that's good. I never know if I'm pressing the right thing. Désolé. If you don't know, you're probably not supposed to be here.
Very vague, almost secretive.
Nice try, but I won't be doing that. Security issue.
The dermis of static masks any change in her tone. This door opens for someone. That's why there's an intercom. We just need her to tell you who.
Yes, actually. We aren't exactly open to the public, so this is just a light security. Measure. Sorry, I'm still getting used to it.
The intercom looks expensive. The interference suggests a building-wide system. Nothing light about the security. The line hisses with dead static.
The plastic. On the intercom. You savage. Could you try and replace it? Yes. Maybe it'll go back on.
You look at the crumpled, sticky mess of plastic in your hand. Translucent and grotesque, like an electronic gecko mole. It will never be skin again.
You sound very sure. How tragic. Désolé. If you don't know, you're probably not.
Very vague, almost secretive.
Unfortunately, we don't really accommodate looks around.
The dermis of static masks any change in her tone. This door opens for someone. That's why there's an intercom. You just need her to tell you who.
Désolé.
Very vague.
I think the door is doing most of the stopping.
The dermis of static. This door opens for someone.
Bonne journée.
drivers, cheap plastic housing.
The man gazes down at a crate of cartridge discs, eyes narrowed, lips drawn. Veins rise like old roots beneath his thin skin.
Mass-produced excrement. These animals pleasure themselves in it. Those smears near the optical pickups? That's not damage. Shame. It oozes out over time. You see this? Each one guaranteed for 10,000 replays. Obscene.
No one will ever get it the way he does.
I'm talking about cultural ephemera. Speciality. Burden. As you can see, I spend my days backed into a corner, hopelessly outnumbered by the dead-eyed horde, dreaming of format-assisted auto-annihilation. Every day, I come out here to share the joy of rare media with discerning customers. And instead, every day, they shove my face in the dog bowl of ignorance and banality. Evidently, you're another one.
You would not put it past this man to have a prop dog bowl to hand.
Extreme? So you're for the middle ground. Diagnosis, replayer, standard issue.
No entries found under replayer. Filing under insults, incomprehensible.
Go ahead, browse away. My name's Petre. If you need anything, I'll be here, lamenting what's left of the culture. Culture? Portopheron? Scrap. This new Lucian mania is all-consuming. Nobody wants anything that isn't techno-fascist trash, including, apparently, their own souls. Yes, well, I'm sure it must seem that way to someone from the jungles of wherever you're from. Anything we once had has been consumed, overwritten, digested, and shat out by loops. And the worst thing is, we know it. We just don't care. The culture blockade was designed to prevent this, but now anyone with the wits to create anything new just spends their time devising ways to get past the signal blockers and access Lucian drivel. Whole thing's a myth anyway. Failed project. Most of the crates I get from Luz come stamped by the Ministry of Mass Culture. They want it all out there.
This merchandise isn't smuggled at all. Their government sanction from the Lusian Cultural Ministry.
Financially tolerable, morally abhorrent. Every day there's new format, category, each one more depraved than the last. Of course, I can't say that out loud. Customer, you know?
He says it to everyone.
Well, there was a certain period in the early years of Portofino independence when everybody on this cursed island was holding their breath waiting for La Lutz to invade. But nothing happened. Instead, a few years later, the radio signals began coming in. Pop music, radio operas, later television shows. And here we are, on the front line, spreading our ears and legs wide open. I can't be sure, but I have reason to believe the media they let reach us isn't even the same one they broadcast to their own people. It's made for us.
Export-only propaganda. Imagine what they reserve for domestic consumption.
When the city caught on, they put up the signal blockers, but it was too late. Hopelessly, like heroin addicts, but with no chance of rehabilitation. Picture a dog that shits, then eats it, then shits again. That should give you some idea. People are what they consume. I'll say no more.
It's less an opinion, more a criminal sentence.
What's so bad is that people pay for it. That I have to make a living pushing replayable narcotics to so-called customers. Read addicts. I haven't met a customer in a very long time who even knows what an Einzelton XR is, let alone appreciates the format. Tells you all you need to know about the current state of the home media world.
Which raises an intimidating question.
Einzelton XR, to give it its proper title, the one true format. The apex of auditory technology, a high fidelity yet dynamic sonic experience that self-effaces after a single play.
Behold, the paladin who stands before absurdity and declares, well, technically.
Correct. It erases acid plays. The inherent idea being, of course, that you never play an Einzelton and have a more profound experience because of it. Some say that was the intention behind the red color scheme, a warning, so you would never misplay it. I think it was an aesthetic choice, personally.
Did he say red?
With Einzelton XR, the first time is the only time.
That's the brand slogan.
X remnants. 0 remnants.
Pretty esoteric term we've got here. Just roll with it.
Extremely. The Einzeltone magnets are so potent that the erasure is absolute. The X is meant to represent the negative, the complete absence of sound or vision. This was a very conceptual time for storage media, you understand.
Port of Vero at the break of the 60s. A teenage boy sits on his bed and gazes at a full-page magazine ad for a brand new single-play format. The crimson of the disc spellbinds him. Excited thumbs leave sweat prints on the page. Below the spotlit red disc in bold-faced text, with Einzeltone XR, the first time is the only time. The boy's lips trace the words in awe.
It was a very beautiful time, too. A magnet embedded in the disc erases its contents as it's being listened to.
A technological muscle flex. Reproduction and erasure just millimeters away in space. Milliseconds in time. Crucially, such a process would result in an empty disk, like the one you found on Pseudopod's body.
As in life, everything happens only once. Replayability is oblivion. The end. It loses its resale value, and the uninspired replayer who listened to it loses a piece of their soul. Would propping your dead grandmother up and trying to have a conversation with her corpse cause psychic damage? Of course it would. Unless you were a monster. Irreparable.
Mystery solved. Pseudopod listened to a priceless tape and lost his soul.
What do I look like to you? A common replayer?
The way he pronounces that word reminds you of old religious women, spitting out curses before sanctifying themselves.
Good. I own several, if the word ownership applies to such a delicate relationship, but I would sooner molest myself than an Einzeltone XR disc. An Einzeltone XR. Where did you get this? Einzeltone hasn't been available to regular consumers for a decade. A disc in good condition is worth thousands of sol to people who appreciate its wonders. You played it. Filthy animals. Those. Better they recalled them all years ago. Better a mass manufacturing fault than this, to save them from this humiliation from being passed around like...
The vendor deflates before you.
I'm sorry.
Talking to the Einzeltone, not you.
Ultravioletta's a pop singer. Degenerate Lucian Electro-Dross. There's a new fabricated star every day, it seems, but she's the top of today's pile. As for the title, probably the works of a brain-dead marketing committee. The fact that it's committed to Einzelton suggests it's some kind of promo copy. Some new advancement of degeneracy from across the Nos Correntes. Of course it's real. You can't bootleg an Einzelton. Another of its enduring qualities. This Ultravioletta's gone missing at the moment. Kidnapped by counter-fascist radicals, whatever that means. Lucian marketing plot, if you ask me.
Could be the work of the militia Ruben Rouge, extreme communist fringe group. They've ransomed public figures before.
You know terrorists. Media whores all. If it were them, then we'd have heard something, but not a peep.
The vendor looks at the red disc and runs a thumb over its surface.
None of this is the Einzelton's fault, of course. They can't control what gets seared upon them. I assume fondling a human corpse would also make you feel pretty weird. Again, playing with cadavers would be, I suspect.
Makes sense. Forbidden media. Desecration of a tomb. The broken seal.
Just a disc, is it? And we're just piles of blood and gristle? I suppose in the replayer's worldview, everything is meaningless. You seem to have misunderstood my soliloquy. It's done. No mas. The beauty and the tragedy of the fall. I hope you dispose of it with dignity. I think a private ceremony would be most appropriate.
The vendor's eyes narrow behind his orange lens.
This is a media story, not the missing persons division. Also one of the GMs with questions like that.
The Guardia Municipal. Street cops.
I try. So most of humanity fades into an indistinguishable morass of banality. This colleague, what does it look like? The sock boy. Dialectical-looking glasses. Air of advanced virginity. Yes. He came by here. Little coin is lost, adrift among the many wonders of the free market.
You see him now, eyes wide, reward circuit shorted out by the cut and thrust of commerce.
Your dialectical friend mistook himself for some sort of big money businessman. He wanted the bazaar to import superblock hosiery. Socks to start with, but there was talk of cotton tights, even stockings if the venture took off.
Making inroads with his persona, competent in theatre, at least for this period of play.
No. And to be honest, I wouldn't have wasted the stock. He seemed immune to music. You're joking, of course. He didn't even know what a velodisc was, let alone an Einzelton. At a certain point, I'm just debasing myself. Of course not. I don't sell socks. So is he all right, your man? Or what? He's probably neck-deep in drug-lathered prostitute, lobotomized by the latest in electro-pop dreck. Wonders of the developed world.
The vendor gauges you behind his coloured lenses, tongue skimming teeth. All across the city of Petra there is silence. People peer out fearfully from the slivers between curtains.
I'll be blunt. Are you with a weeping eye?
The techno-fascist secret police of Laloons, dark subconscious of the state, specialising in old-school, ugly methods. Such insult. The depressed reactionary has mistaken you for your direct opposite, your sworn enemy.
Because they've been especially active here recently. Usually they just let things slide. All the Lucian merchandise, good for everyone. But these days, they're staring right at us, unblinking. Keep them. If things get too hot, I can always slit my wrists with a shard of velodisc before they take me down. My point is, your colleague was asking questions. Now, something's obviously happened, and here you are, also asking questions. Given the current climate, no one wants to answer these questions, least of all, me. Then I would attempt to educate, obviously. I'm not some kind of street hustler, friend. My merchandise is mega premium, the best this side of the big blockers. I'll tell you what I told your sock friend. Speak to the boatman down by the vest docks. He's the one who knows the underground goings-on around here. We're just the vendors. The cool one.
In his baroque hierarchy of shame, cool falls just under replayer, the cardinal sin.
Excessive sunglasses. Relaxed aura, likely on a boat. No way of confusing him. Wonderful. Now for all our sakes, please say no more. If you want to talk media formats, I'm your man. This other stuff. Shelves are over there. Replete with crass, replayable formats. Like I said, gorge yourself. Only doctor I know is Hugo. Has a houseboat not far from here. missing. Is he? I'm not surprised. That fool and his friend would wander into the jaws of a lion if they were told to. That TV show. Idiot with a bag on his head. Your regular stop for hysterical lies, paranoia. Every night at 9 p.m. The old fool was always regurgitating whatever he had heard on there the next day. It's no wonder it eventually led him into trouble. You'd like to hear more? You can imagine the use cases yourself. Rental markets, promotional copies, that sort of thing. The technical origins are trite.
Espionage potential, immense. The burn after reading function built into the medium itself. It would spare many an operant the stomach pains associated with having to devour documents to dispose of them.
Its deeper purpose is simply to exist, to remain in a rarefied realm of pure potentiality and infinite beauty. Don't forget, we too are single play only, erasing ourselves moment by moment. I wouldn't expect a replayer like you to understand. That's what I'm here for. Provincial, but honest. Silk, sad national poetry. Music, the same kinds they play in the so-called developed world, except a couple decades late. And
Incapable of competing with Lusian media on the most basic neurological level.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'll be here, enjoying the front row seat to the downfall of culture. That is my punishment. Taste. That would be preferable to the truth of things. There is no politics to it that they can see. They just want something they can idiotize themselves with. You'd think we had run out of brick walls. Yes. It's not like talking about it will make any difference.
Your mind blanks at the glare. These things are single play only. Anything else is sacrilege.
Yes. Yes. Very great. Sure, sure.
machines are basically a 10,000-year... Is it even stealing when the only thing stopping you is a... Fuck that primitive grifter. Pin him under his own rock. You can already hear the pseudo-verbal sounds of proto-hominid liberation.